these newfangled things any good?
Anyone who knows me knows that I love coffee. So when I heard about a visual novel coming out on the Switch that was set in a world where coffee was everything, I was instantly intrigued. I'm Mike from the Nintendo Switch UK podcast, and this is my review of Caffeine, Victoria's Legacy. Set in a steampunk world where coffee gives its drinkers superpowers, Caffeine Victoria's Legacy is certainly on first look an odd premise, and I was keen to find out how they would make it work. You see the story from the viewpoint of Taka Knight, who starts the game by being thrown out of a crashing airplane whilst looking for his mother. He finds himself in Victoria, which is a city controlled by coffee, and it looks like something from time gone by. I won't go into too much detail at this point as to how the story plays out from here, but I will say that the world did enough to convince me of the frankly ridiculous premise that coffee beans were more powerful than any currency could be. Now, the game has voice acting in places, and this is reasonably well done and a nice change of pace to simply reading text as you work your way through the story. The music is nice, if not the most memorable, but there are a lot of original songs in there, I think over 20, which is pretty good, and it definitely adds to the flavour and feel of the world. The characters are well fleshed out, and early on you meet several interesting people who have fascinating stories that you actually do want to hear more about. One of the biggest criticisms that can be levelled at any visual novel is when there's a lack of interaction and feeling that you, the player, have any control whatsoever over the narrative and the direction of the main character. Now, this is where Caffeine Victoria's Legacy really shines. There's numerous choices, many endings, and even a true ending for those that are willing to work for it. In fact, given that you can buy the game from the eShop for around £16 and it's actually on sale at launch for £3 less, I'd say that the 25 hours or so that you can get from the game is excellent value for money. Now, as far as visual novels go, this is a pretty sizable one with 450,000 words, several cutscenes, and numerous choices to make along the way. That could be down to the fact that this game was originally funded as a Kickstarter project, and the developers really did deliver for their supporters. Visually, the art is impressive, if a little inconsistent at times. There were different types of art in there that didn't look quite like it matched with others, and you can tell that a lot of love has gone into the making of this epic story. Now, there's an element of dating and love interests, so if that's your thing, it is in there, it's mixed into the story, but it never feels like the main focus. And if you ever wanted to know more about coffee, there's a bunch of facts in there, and this game is definitely for you. That said, I went into this game wondering if you needed to be a fan of both coffee and visual novels to play it. Now, I am a fan of both, but my takeaway, no pun intended, is that no, you don't need to care about coffee, but being a fan of visual novels is probably useful, but not essential, given that there are many choices to make. I had a lot of fun with Caffeine Victoria's Legacy, and for fans of interesting stories with well-developed characters, I would recommend checking out, particularly if you see it on sale.